Did you know that there are currently only 16 individuals in the world who hold the title of king? While there are numerous royal courts and monarchies, the prestigious designation of king is reserved for a select few. It is worth noting that many kingdoms, such as those governed by Charles III, fall under the same royal lineage. However, Denmark stands apart as a kingdom currently led by a queen. Consequently, only 16 individuals can rightfully claim the title of king. Given the prevailing interest in King Charles's upcoming coronation, there is a natural curiosity surrounding the lives of the 10 wealthiest kings globally. For the purpose of this list, our focus will exclusively be on those individuals who possess the official title of king, thereby excluding notable figures like Sultan Bolkiah and Emperor Naruhito. Willem Alexander of the Netherlands, $48 million personal wealth. It may come as a surprise to many that the Netherlands is a kingdom with a monarchy, a status it has held since its independence following the Napoleonic Wars. Despite not always being in the limelight, the Dutch royal family has had its fair share of controversies. King Willem Alexander, for instance, has a personal wealth of $48 million and gained a reputation as a rebellious teenager, prompting his parents to send him to Wales in hopes of curbing his wild tendencies. However, he continued to be known for his playboy lifestyle. His image took a turn when he met his wife, Queen Maxima. Interestingly, Queen Maxima has her own controversial background, being the daughter of a high-ranking Argentinian associated with the infamous Dirty War. The royal family's troubles extend to Willem Alexander's brother, who married a woman connected to a major drug lord. These controversies are not limited to the current generation, as Queen Beatrix, who reigned for 33 years, was married to a German nobleman with ties to a German dictator's youth organization, a sensitive topic for the Dutch still dealing with the aftermath of World War II. Thankfully, since ascending the throne in 2013, Willem Alexander has successfully transformed his behavior and public image, becoming one of the most beloved rulers worldwide. While the Dutch taxpayers do bear an annual cost of approximately $350 million for the royal family, their lifestyle does not appear excessively extravagant or filled with luxury. However, it remains to be seen how things may change once Willem Alexander's 3 daughters reach adulthood. Mswati III of Eswatini, $50 million personal wealth. If you can correctly identify Eswatini without resorting to Google, it would be quite impressive. However, you might still recall this country by its previous name, Swaziland, as it underwent an official name change in 2018. So don't feel discouraged if you initially thought I was referring to a fictional land from J.R.R. Martin's books. This small African nation is entirely surrounded by South Africa and has an annual nominal GDP of around $4.5 billion. Interestingly, 1% of the country's wealth is owned by none other than its king, Mswati III. Forgive any possible mispronunciation. He ranks as the 9th wealthiest king in the world, possessing over $50 million. However, his wealth has not been without controversy. In 2014, the king allocated $61 million from the state budget for his personal use, while a significant portion of his subjects, approximately 63%, live on less than $1.25 per day. This money was spent on an impressive collection of cars, featuring the Daimler Chrysler Maybach 62 as its centerpiece, valued at $500,000. Furthermore, the king invested around $15 million to renovate his 3 primary palaces and constructed an additional 11 residences to accommodate each of his 11 wives. When these actions came to light, the king directed his government to downplay the controversy, resulting in a less than convincing effort. Initially, they banned photography of the king's new car, and later issued a statement claiming that the 11 new palaces were actually 5 luxurious houses, not palaces, and that their cost amounted to only $20 million. This response resembled the lackluster apologies given by British Petroleum following the Mexico Gulf disaster. Consequently, it is not surprising that Mswati's wealth declined significantly from approximately $200 million in 2009 to around $50 million at the beginning of 2023. Carl XVI, Gustaf of Sweden, $70 million personal wealth. Carl XVI, Gustaf, the King of Sweden, holds the distinction of being the second longest reigning monarch currently, right after Queen Margrethe of Denmark. Next year, he will celebrate his remarkable 50th year on the throne. Unlike his Dutch counterpart, Carl Gustaf's path to kingship was predetermined, as he knew from a young age, starting at 4 years old, that he would be the king. While this set him apart and shaped his life with more responsibilities and fewer indulgences, as a monarch with a personal wealth exceeding $70 million, Carl Gustaf allows himself certain luxuries. One of his notable indulgences is a collection of Porsche 911s, each valued at nearly $200,000. However, the king's automotive interests don't end there. He also owns a vintage Volvo PV 444 worth approximately $15,000, a classic AC Cobra that can fetch up to $1.5 million depending on its condition, and a Ferrari 456 MGT valued at around $120,000. Carl Gustaf's love for cars is evident, as his first picture with his wife was taken in one of his Porsche 911s. Prior to their marriage, Carl Gustaf hired the world-renowned Swedish supergroup ABBA to serenade his beloved Sylvia, who would later become queen. The king himself is an enthusiastic skier and enjoys water sports, although opportunities for practicing these activities are now less frequent, perhaps due to his age of 76. However, one can imagine him sneaking away for a quick ski run in the Swedish wilderness during late winter nights, aided by the fact that the darkness sets in around 3 p.m. in Sweden. This way, he can still make it home in time for afternoon tea. Tupou VI of Tonga, $100 million personal wealth. King Tupou IV of Tonga and his lifestyle remain largely shrouded in mystery, much like the nation of Tonga itself, which is not well known to the average person. Despite the limited information available, it is noteworthy that King Tupou IV possesses a personal wealth estimated at over $100 million, making him the seventh wealthiest king globally. He assumed the throne in 2012 following the passing of the former king, Taufa, pronunciation unknown. Regrettably, King Tupou VI has maintained a relatively discreet approach to his expenditures, perhaps due to his past experiences. In the early 2000s, he served as the prime minister and faced criticism for nearly causing a financial crisis in the country, including the bankruptcy of one of its major companies, Royal Tonga Airlines. These actions fueled significant protests advocating for the democratization of Tonga. Given this history, the king likely prefers to maintain a low profile in his personal life. Charles III of the UK, $600 million in personal wealth. Anticipation had lingered for some time, as the prospect of Queen Elizabeth's passing and Prince Charles ascending to the throne seemed distant. However, the inevitable transition occurred, and Charles III assumed the role of king, not only for the United Kingdom but also for numerous other smaller nations scattered across the globe. In March, he will undergo the official coronation, solidifying his position as monarch. Naturally, with this new status, Charles experienced a significant increase in his net worth. Previously valued at around $40 million during his time as a prince, his wealth has now surpassed $600 million. It is important to note that the overall value of his family's assets exceeds a staggering $88 billion, but a substantial portion consists of properties that are not readily marketable. Consequently, although Buckingham Palace carries an estimated worth of approximately $4.9 billion, it does not factor into Charles's personal portfolio. Similarly, the Crown Estates, valued at nearly $22 billion, are leased to the UK government, with Charles receiving an annual payment in return. However, thanks to his mother's astute investments, Charles has amassed over $600 million in personal wealth. His possessions include an awe-inspiring art collection, an abundance of jewelry that could fill a grand shopping mall in London, and inherited assets such as rare stamp collections, fine china, a collection of Fabergé eggs, and paintings by esteemed artists like Monet, Nash, and Carl Fabergé. Additionally, as king, Charles also possesses a substantial real estate portfolio that grants him the freedom to make decisions regarding its use. It comes as no surprise, given these circumstances, that Charles holds the title of the wealthiest European king. Abdullah II of Jordan, $750 million personal wealth. Jordan often remains underrepresented in Western media, and given its geographical location, this may not necessarily be a disadvantage. Nonetheless, this Middle Eastern country offers a wealth of attractions and stands out as a safe destination, particularly when compared to its neighboring nations. Consequently, Jordan boasts a robust economy, and its monarch, King Abdullah II, has effectively capitalized on this, accumulating a personal fortune exceeding $750 million. The primary contributor to the king's immense wealth is his extensive extensive international real estate portfolio, which surpasses $100 million. Notably, King Abdullah II possesses 3 luxurious oceanfront estates in Point Dume, Malibu, serving as prized possessions. Additionally, he owns valuable properties in Washington, D.C., London, and Ascot. Unsurprisingly, as a car enthusiast, King Abdullah II has invested a substantial portion of his wealth in automobiles. His collection comprises 70 rare cars, which he graciously shares with the public through his Royal Automobile Museum. While the total value of his vehicles is estimated to be around $50 million, it is overshadowed by his motorcycle collection, rumored to exceed $400 million in worth. Furthermore, similar to many Arabian kings, King Abdullah II possesses a magnificent yacht. However, due to his comparatively more modest fortune of $750 million, he can afford only one ultra-luxurious marine vessel valued at $75 million. In the realm of private jets, the king has sold his father's Airbus A318 for approximately $212 million and now utilizes a comparatively modest Gulfstream aircraft. Despite his age, King Abdullah II leads a lifestyle of grandeur. He remains an avid skydiver, motorcyclist, and water sports enthusiast. In addition, he harbors a profound fondness for Star Trek, having purchased a role in one episode back in 1996. Although the part had no lines, it remains a unique experience that few can claim, a testament to his eclectic interests and passions. Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa of Bahrain, $5 billion personal wealth. If the name Khalifa rings a bell, it's likely due to the renowned Burj Khalifa, the world's most luxurious hotel. However, it's important to note that Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa is not associated with this iconic structure, although he may be a frequent guest. Nonetheless, the ruler of Bahrain has an impressive personal wealth exceeding $5 billion, leaving no room for disappointment. Much like the extravagant hotel, Al Khalifa knows how to flaunt his fortune, and his ownership of 2 magnificent palaces serves as a testament to this. The combined value of these palaces alone exceeds $500 million. In addition to his opulent residences, the king possesses a fleet of 6 jets exclusively dedicated to the royal family. This collection includes 2 Boeing 747-400s, a Boeing BBJ-2, and another Boeing 767-400ER. These highly customized aircraft, tailored to provide unparalleled luxury for the king and his family, hold a collective value surpassing $1 billion. It is worth mentioning that Al Khalifa also boasts an extensive car collection, multiple yachts, and an inspiring real estate portfolio, showcasing his diverse range of indulgences. As for bicycles, one can only speculate about their presence among his possessions. Mohammed VI of Morocco, $5.7 billion personal wealth. Prince Moulay Hassan of Morocco has previously been mentioned as the 3rd wealthiest royal child globally. And interestingly, he shares this distinction with his father, King Mohammed VI. Holding the 3rd position in terms of wealth, King Mohammed VI possesses a staggering fortune of $5.7 billion. Renowned for his extravagant lifestyle, the king is the proud owner of 4 exquisite palaces, each featuring lush green gardens and numerous fountains. The upkeep of these palaces amounts to a monthly budget of $900,000, though some speculations suggest that the expenses could even reach such figures on a daily basis. Unsurprisingly, the king enjoys an array of luxurious possessions. He maintains a collection of small yachts alongside an exceptionally lavish superyacht valued at $100 million. Additionally, King Mohammed VI frequently travels aboard his personal Boeing 737 BBJ, which surpasses a worth of $90 million. However, his true passion lies in automobiles. While it is common for kings to possess a substantial number of cars, Mohammed VI's collection surpasses 600 vehicles, representing nearly all prominent brands. This remarkable assortment easily exceeds $500 million in value, with annual maintenance costs amounting to tens of millions. It seems that everyone needs a hobby, though mine certainly doesn't come with a $500 million price tag. Salman of Saudi Arabia, $20 billion personal wealth. Surprisingly, the Saudi king finds himself in the 2nd position on this list of wealth, deviating from the expectation of being at the top. Leading a family with a total worth of $1.5 trillion is undoubtedly a challenging responsibility, but King Salman does not appear to mind having the lion's share of this extraordinary wealth. With a personal net worth surpassing $20 billion, it is difficult to sympathize with the king, who resides in a magnificent palace valued at over $500 million. The interior of the palace is adorned with lavish gold accents, so opulent that it may have even left Donald Trump awe-inspired during his visit. Of course, one palace is not sufficient, as the king owns dozens of properties worldwide. Some sources even suggest that the Al Saud family possesses more property in the UK than the British royal family. While Salman does hold billions of dollars worth of property, these responsibilities primarily lie with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Instead, the king prefers to indulge in the pleasure of his yachts. One of King Salman's prized possessions is the Prince Abdulaziz super yacht, considered one of the largest yachts ever built. Resembling a cruise ship rather than a typical yacht, its luxuries are unparalleled, surpassing what any ordinary person could afford, even on a cruise ship. The estimated price of this magnificent vessel is around $100 million, with annual maintenance costs reaching up to $10 million. Certainly, one wouldn't expect to find King Salman seated beside them on a commercial flight, even if they splurged on a first-class ticket. Instead, the Saudi king prefers a more exclusive mode of travel. A luxurious Boeing 747-400 valued at $200 million. The king's car collection is equally breathtaking, featuring a standout solid gold Rolls-Royce as its centerpiece. In total, his collection of vehicles easily exceeds $20 million in value. Despite his extravagant lifestyle, the King of Saudi Arabia pales in comparison to the wealthiest king in the world, asserting his status as a relative commoner. Rama X of Thailand. $43 billion personal wealth. King Vajiralongkorn of Thailand, commonly known as Rama X, has unfortunately tarnished the monarchy's reputation in the eyes of his subjects due to his extravagant spending and opulent lifestyle. Upon ascending the throne, Rama X swiftly claimed significant portions of Thailand's wealth as his own, catapulting himself to become the wealthiest monarch worldwide, with a staggering fortune exceeding $43 billion. The king indulges in lavish expenditures for both himself and his companions. Rama X has squandered millions on stays in the Bavarian Alps and acquiring luxurious properties in the same region, all while possessing a multi-million-dollar palace in the heart of Bangkok. Additionally, he has a penchant for splurging on private jets and cars. Although the value of his car collection amounts to around $5 million, his Hangars House aircraft collectively worth nearly $2 billion. However, these extravagances pale in comparison to his most controversial spending habits. Notably, his fondness for pets has drawn ire from the Thai populace. While owning a pet is not inherently problematic, bestowing the title of Air Marshal upon his miniature toy poodle, dressing it elaborately in a uniform, and allowing the dog to sit on the table during state events and dinners have pushed boundaries. The passing of Fufu, the poodle, was marked by an extravagant 4-day funeral, costing nearly $2 million. One could argue that Rama X's behavior has veered into a realm of unchecked power. More concerning still is his ability to finance such eccentricities. Thankfully, Thailand is not a nuclear power. Reflecting on the wealthiest kings in the world, one may contemplate the possibilities if bestowed with similar power and wealth. Share your thoughts in the comments below. For those intrigued by these rulers, their ancestors were among the wealthiest individuals in history, a topic worth exploring further.